Our public company is listed on the NASDAQ under the symbol MMLP.
We're one of the very largest sulfur service providers, not only in the U.S. but in the world.
We've grown from our Texas roots here in Northeast Texas to a large company throughout the United States. We have 1,800 employees. We have over $1 billion in sales. We have a public company with over $500 million market cap.
We handle in excess of 2 million tons of sulfur a year.
We are infinitely experienced in all aspects of the sulfur business, and the Martin team, with these employees and what they can do, they can give you a better perspective on the marketing of sulfur and the transportation of sulfur and the prilling of sulfur than anyone in the world.
Reflecting its steady growth over the last half-century, Martin Midstream Partners is growing again, its sulfur division now delivering cutting-edge wet prill technology.
Martin Integrated Sulfur Services has launched a new line of PrillMax prillers.
By getting into the prilling market and developing a product that is superior, we believe, to all of the others on the market, we have been growing that business, and it's just an extension of our sulfur business that we've been developing over the last 50 years.
The goal of developing our own wet prilling system was not necessarily to have another machine in the industry there that would just basically do the same thing.
We set out to raise the industry standard of what could be produced in the wet prill process, and with the Martin PrillMax unit, we feel we have done so.
Martin's PrillMax produces safer prills, consistent in size to reduce hazardous fine dust. Martin's PrillMax is cost-effective, energy efficient, and automated.
PrillMax is about three basic things: a superior product, a perfect prill, or as close to a perfect prill as you can make it, high volume, and low operating cost.
Well, the PrillMax finally gives the option to the industry to go with low capital investment and still have the same quality prill, premium prill they have been looking for. So it's kind of the best out of two worlds.
Now we believe we have a better prill machine that is going to be lower maintenance, make a better prill, that'll be more acceptable into the world market as we go into the next century.
The PrillMax 2000, 10 times the size of this Martin prototype, will process 2,000 metric tons of sulfur per day. To create such a machine, Martin's chief project engineer began in an Alabama lab.
John Marie went back to the basics. We started from the ground up to develop this machine.
We wanted to go to the very basics of what happens when you form a sulfur prill.
We thought it was very important that we understand all the mechanics and all the dynamics in forming the ideal prill or the quality prill.
So we went to the laboratory and began to do some research into how that is formed.
We decided that if we could capture that process of the stream breaking down by filming in high definition and high speed, we can then play it back and look at it frame by frame. By freezing the frames, we could see at the end of the stream of how the particles, droplets release from the stream and how they actually contract into particles.
We were so excited as we viewed the slow motion cameras and we looked at what the prill does in the water, and we worked on all of the adjustments and the variables that can be put into a machine like that, and we started up our Beaumont R&D plant.
What we actually see behind me here is the second step in the development stage. I would call this a development priller.
Work with the development priller centered on discovering the proper temperature to create perfectly shaped prills consistently.
As the sulfur, hot sulfur comes down, the tank heats up and it continues to heat up. So One of the challenges was how can I keep the temperature down without developing a large chilling unit in order to cool the entire tank.
Since prills are formed at the top of the tank, Martin engineers created a small zone at the top where the temperature could be controlled without affecting the rest of the tank.
This development priller was a major breakthrough and was concrete proof that Martin could develop a priller using the wet prill technology, which would be standing out from other products out there.
So we took the next step and developed a 200-ton-a-day unit.
Automation was next. Martin wanted the PrillMax to run itself and save its customers money.
We were very concerned about the labor cost associated with these units, both from operation standpoint and a maintenance standpoint. And we felt like if we spent some extra time and effort in developing an automation process, that we would be able to minimize the labor associated with operations. And also, we've been able to, with the reduction in fines, been able to minimize the amount of labor associated with maintaining the units as well.
When we were first contacted by Martin, they brought us their design and they were interested in a system that was fully automated and allowed the unit to run itself.
We went to the vendors and asked for them to work with us and come up with solutions to the issues of automating this wet prill process.
Our automation is revolutionary. It allows the operator basically to walk away from the equipment and do other tasks.
Martin's PrillMax, a machine that produces consistently sized prills, reduces cost, increases energy efficiency, and is safer because it generates fewer fines.
The lack of sulfur fines is a real safety advantage. Those fines can create dust, which can be, in certain instances, particularly in the loading and unloading of sulfur ships, a safety hazard. Well, if you don't create fines, you don't have that problem.
By carefully controlling the amount of fine particles which will create dust, we're actually making a much safer product for the handling, the transportation, the offloading at the end consumer.
That is an advantage in our product that we think that our customers will recognize immediately.
The PrillMax series really represents a step forward. It's the next generation, the next step in further refining wet prill technology to be able to make this quality prill that everybody has been looking for and waiting for quite a while now.
As you go about and see new markets and see new things in this world, as the dynamics of this business changes, we believe we have the best team in the world to help you develop the system that you need to move your sulfur, get the best price in the market of sulfur, to handle that sulfur and transport that sulfur.
For more information about the Martin PrillMax and its customizable options, please contact Dick Wilkinson at 903-983-6221 or 903-983-6200, or send an email to dick@martinmlp.com.